Hey guys, good morning. I want to tell you the number one thing that God can gift you with is Himself. An encounter with the living God, an encounter, not just a praying and asking and thinking and hoping He hears, not just a reading of His Word and sometimes being moved, but mostly learning, right? Not just an okay moment in worship, but an encounter that so overwhelms your senses, okay, that touches every cell in your body. It's like goosebumps times 1,000. It's an encounter with a real living being that makes you go, there's nothing better than this here on earth. There is absolutely nothing more glorious, nothing more soothing, nothing more sweet, nothing more loving and gentle and kind and beautiful and filling. There's nothing more satisfying than this encounter with God. That's the greatest gift He can give you. Let me tell you about this quick story in John chapter 21 so we can see how encounters like that can happen. This is the last chapter in John. Jesus has already been raised from the dead. The disciples are out fishing, and they haven't caught anything all night, even though they are fishermen. That is what they do. And Jesus says to them, hey fellows, have you caught anything? They say no. He says, why don't you throw it on the right-hand side of the boat? They do it even though I'm sure they've done it, already 20, 30 times that night, maybe many more. They catch a haul of fish so big they can't even get it all in the boat, or it's very difficult to do so. And then in chapter 21, verse 7, the disciple Jesus loved, John, says to Peter, it's the Lord. We've encountered the Lord. Do you know why they encountered the Lord? You know why John had this whoa, that's got to be Jesus. It's because God had positioned them in a place of lack. It's because God had positioned them in a place of need. He had positioned them in a place of a realization that they couldn't do something. It's because God positioned them in such a way that when Jesus showed up, it was so obvious it's Him. If there are difficult things in your life, if there are challenges in your life, if you are right now in a place of desperation, if you're right now in a place of uncertainty about the future, if you're right now in a place of needing to have faith and trust in Him, if you're right now in a place that is not the place that you in your mind would like to be financially or in your health or in your relationships or whatever it might be, or your kids are not in that right place, rejoice in God because you are out on the sea and you haven't caught fish all night, and now you are in a position for Jesus to show up and say, throw the net on the right side, and the haul that you bring in will be greater than you could ever imagine. You will be blown away and you will say, it's not the fish. It's not the fish. The encounter is better than anything I could ask for. And that's my prayer for me. It's my prayer for you. No matter what God has to take us through, bring us, God, to that encounter. Thanks, guys.